That's like I said, hustle respects hustle, brother. That's you see that's the thing, man. A lot of filmmakers don't understand that this is, to do what you're doing takes a lot of time, takes a lot of hard work, and you
Yeah.
just don't you just don't stop. Like you were smart when you started off. You didn't like, oh, my first movie I'm gonna make for $50,000. Like, no, I don't know enough. Like I saw in one of
Mhm.
your interviews, just like your whole first movie was all wide shots.
Yes. Yes. The first, everything was washed. So I sent it to the editor. He's like, "Where's the rest of the movie?" I was like, "What do you mean?"
And it was in 2005, so it's not like you could go crop in on an SD image, so you can't really like make a close up out of it. So
Yeah.
your whole movie was basically master shot theater. It was a play. You recorded a play, basically, is what you're
Yes.
saying. But you made the money. It didn't Tyler do something similar with his plays? He actually like filmed his plays and sold it before he ever started making his movies.
Yeah. So right. He would do his plays. He would film them, and then what happened was the bootleggers got him, and the bootleggers started uh, selling them in the barbershops and stuff like that. So everybody was talking about my dip, and so that's what and so when he did his first movie, then it made like I believe like $90 million.
Yeah, it was a big,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and it was for on a like I think the budget was like 6 million.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it
Mm-hmm.
was 6 million, but he made like $90 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did all right on that one, and that's the
Yes.
thing. A lot of times, filmmakers, and I'm not advocating for bootlegging, or for piracy, but in the music industry, that happens all the time. And then sometimes bands literally just release their music for free, for bootleggers or for piracy to go through with it, because then they're like, you're gonna pay to go see their show,
Hmm.
and you're gonna buy a T-shirt. You can't pirate a T-shirt, give or take. You can't download a T-shirt. So that's how they build out their business. Now there's something online I saw that you say you sold 10,000 DVDs. Is that
Yes.
is that basically just what we've been talking about, like just hustling constantly?
No, 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 no. This is just from one movie. We did this movie called "I Used to Love Her,"
Oh, that's
and
amazing. Okay.
yeah. So I always argue, not argue, but my lead actor always correct me on this because when I say I sold 10,000 movies, I'm saying personally I sold 10,000. But what we would do is he would get some printed up. My lead actor, his name is Mayor Rob, and he would get his DVDs printed up, and I would get my DVDs printed up, but separately. And so he would be out there selling his own. He sold a tremendous number of DVDs as well. But me personally, I sold 10,000. Like me, with a film called "I Used to Love Her," and we did what we did was also we did a screening at Ice Theater, which is Ice Theater was one of the most well-known theaters in Chicago. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's Studio Movie Grill.
Mm-hmm.
But we would rent out the theater, and it was 300, like 296 seats, like a 300 seater theater, and we sold it out like 10 times, and people would just keep coming back, and while people were coming back, and that movie we made for $3,000,
Of
and
course.
when people come back, yeah,
Of
it made
course
me,
you
I'm
did.
sorry, $3,500,
Oh,
and so
sorry. Let's add that extra 500 because that really helps a lot.
yeah, and so
That's
when people
amazing.
yeah, they were. We would sell the DVDs. Have
Right.
the DVDs ready for them as well. And so yeah, I mean, it was. But at the same time,
No, no, I was going to ask you. So your actor selling it, is he keeping that money, or do you guys have a deal? How does that work?
he's keeping the money.
So
He,
that was
he
the deal. Like you can, so you basically go act in the movie for free. Whatever you could sell is yours.
yes,
I'm not sure how good a long-term business plan that is, but it worked for that movie.
yes,
And a budget, but at that budget range, you're just like, why not? It makes perfect sense, and it gives him. I mean, for him, that's actually really great. There's another story. Another filmmaker who does the same thing. That has his actors sell his movies, and there's nothing more. There's no more motivation than an actor trying to sell a movie that he's the star in,
yes,
and
and,
and he goes, oh, and I'm gonna get paid.
yes. And he made like his name is Mayor Rob. He always correct me on that. He's like, Mark, look, you forget we sold more than 10. You sold 10,000 on your own. He said you forget the number that I've sold. And no, Mel is a poet too. Like when I would do the poetry, he would host he would host them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would do it was like a partnership. And he's been in like maybe like 4 or 5 of my movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it was been like a partnership whenever like he was in my first movie, and we sold a ton of those DVDs. Like that's all we did with that first movie is just the one we shot all wide shot. It was all wide shots. We still put it together, and we went out and sold it.
Are you still selling it, or did you license it? No, you just thought, like, that's it. No, can't show that. Can't show that anymore.